Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today I'm going to spritz all of the bare root bur oaks with deer repellent. There are 4 of them right here, but I think we're going to start at the very beginning, way up by the neighbor's house up there. All 4 of these are the little 1-footers, and the ones up here are all 4 to 5-footers. At least that's how big they were when they were planted 2 years ago. I did a whole bunch of measuring and stuff at the end of last year, so if I want to, I can go back and see how tall these were and the caliper of the trunk at the end of any given year and see how they're doing. So what I'm going to do is hit all of the trees. There's actually only 24 of the 1-footers and there's 12 of the 4 to 5-footers. I'm going to see how they made it through winter, and I'm going to spritz all the fresh buds on them because the deer like to walk by and just bite those off this time of year. And it doesn't kill the tree, but it makes it grow kind of funny, and I don't like that. So we'll start off with that first tree way down by the neighbor's house over there, and then work our way to the end of the bigger trees, and then we'll hit all 24 of the little 1-foot trees and see how many made it through the winter. All right, this is one of the big trees. When I got the shipment of bare root trees, 2 of them were quite a bit bigger than the others, and I planted them right along the edge here. And this one was actually the biggest tree at the time. Now that one's the biggest tree. I'll tell you the whole story about that when I get to that tree, but that one got attacked by the horses and they bit off a bunch of stuff, and it bounced back really well. All right, let me finish up on this one and we'll get over to that one. Last year I calipered all of the trees and I did all the measurements of them, the estimated height. I can't remember what this one was. This is that furthest tree still, but it is definitely over my head. At some point, I'm not sure if I'm going to do it this year or after next year, it's getting tall enough where the horses can't bite off the top of it and deer can't do it either. So at some point, I'm going to get rid of this fence, and pretty much just like that walnut right there, the horses will try to eat a leaf here and there, and then they'll just give up on it because it doesn't taste good. But when the tree's this little, they can do a lot of damage. But the tree will heal itself, so I'm really not sure on this. Let's go look at how that tree healed from the damage. Okay, when the horses actually damaged this, there was like shredded ends, and then I went around and pruned that off in the middle of winter. You don't want to prune these things during the summer because they can get blight. But you could see this was bitten off, and that's what grew in its place. This was bitten, that's what grew. And where's the other? There was several of them. Yeah, this was bitten off right here. Well, probably out here somewhere, but that's what grew in its place. And I don't think they bit the top off, but this is really growing like crazy upwards. So this one probably could be unfenced this year, but I do believe we're going to go one more year. Let it get that much of a head start. Yeah, this is turning into an awesome tree right here. They're all awesome, but this one is just exceptional. All right, I'll get this sprayed. I got one more right there, and then we'll start checking on the little ones. This tree right here, right next to the big rock, there is a woodchuck that lives under here, and he has a tunnel that goes right through here. When I was watering, the first year I planted these 2 years ago, I was watering and all of a sudden all the water just disappeared. I collapsed a tunnel, so I don't know if that tunnel's still there or not. So what I did was take my heel and I collapsed the tunnel as much as I could and added a bit of dirt, but the tree has never suffered from it. I've never seen any ill effects on the tree itself, which is pretty cool. All right, a couple of these I removed the tube. I'm on foot, so I can't carry a whole bunch of them, but I figure I can get 3 of them and just return them to the house before I go that way and check on the little ones. All right, a couple more spritz and I'll be done with this. All right, let's go. I was just moving the leaves out of this hole, and this little toad right here was upside down, just sleeping in there. I don't know if he was hibernating or what, or just taking a nap maybe. Okay, along the road there are several of the trees. Did he just make a noise? Huh. Well, I'm gonna leave him here. You can see that this has some fairly decent buds. I believe this one's gonna make it. But along the road, there's several that have tiny little red buds like this. And I don't know if those are viable or not. So we'll have to wait and see. This one is obviously gonna get leaves. That's a big bud, and that's not from last year. The very first one on the north side of the road here, that one does not look as good. I'm not sure about that one. That second one looks a little better. Not sure about that one either. But I know this third one, that's going to get some leaves on it. And my little toad here is going to guard it for me. All right, the next one's right there. And then I believe there's 2 more along the road here. And then we'll get to the other ones right behind the house. All right, finally one I can show you. This is what the other ones along the road and stuff have. Tiny little buds like this, or even smaller. This one was bitten off as well. I think this one's gonna make it, but I really can't tell. I hope it makes it. We'll give her a spritz. Hopefully it won't get bitten off again. These little ones just gotta get tall enough to be out of the range of rabbits biting off the top. Then they have a much better chance of surviving. Okay, 2 more. Oh, we got leaves. Hopefully these won't have these tiny stunted leaves like they did last year. Last year, most of these didn't have leaves any bigger than this. A couple of them along the road started to have some nice big leaves, but the ones in the woods here never got much bigger than this. The first year is for growing roots, so maybe this year we'll get some medium-sized leaves. The third year, if they make it to 3 years, they should be just fine, but still kind of iffy. I'll have to get in here and get rid of this. I'm gonna need some gloves for that though. All right, one left. All right, I can see leaves already. Yeah, tiny little leaves. And a tiny little plant. This one is skinny as all get out. I don't know. I might put cages around some of these. We'll see. All right, now right behind the house there is 4 of them, and then the rest of them are all the way down at the end of the property. I'll do a quick overview of the trees along the road here. This one was bitten off and has some really tiny buds on it. I do think that one's gonna live. That was a pretty good tree. It's very windy here. This one has all them little leaves. Just buds on this one. It doesn't look like I sprayed it, but I think I did. And again, nice buds, but nothing opening up yet. And the very first one, it had some buds along the side, but there's one right there. It might make it, but not really sure on this one. All right, Miss Izzy's gonna come with us on this second half. Izzy, just wait, I'll be right with you. We're still gonna play. Okay, release. Okay, let's get this done quick. This one was bitten off, and there's a big bud, medium bud, two medium buds, and a smaller bud there. So that one looks good too. We got one over there and one right there. Oh yeah, there's way more than four. Got one there, two there, and one over there. So better hurry this up. Okay, this tree at the very end of the yard did really well last year. It only got this one branch bitten off, and this has them tiny red buds. Got several down there, and I thought there was some towards the top. Well, maybe not. Yeah, this tree could have gotten frost damage or something, and this entire top part might be dead, and it's coming back from these two buds down here. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see what happens with this. Oh, it's got a nice one right there. But again, it's a red bud right on the bark. Very interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that one. And for now, we'll spritz the whole thing, but I'm gonna guess this top part is dead and it's coming back from down there. These things can even die completely and then come back from the root, so we'll see what happens. And this, if I remember correctly, was the #1 tree. I think it was a good deal taller. You could see where it was bitten off here and bitten off here, and that was real late in the year. This is actually getting a little green. That's a little red bud as well that's getting green. So this one, I'm sure this has a real good root system. So this should make a real good comeback. I don't think that one's dead at all. All right, this one here is right in this corner here with both the roads coming down into the woods. This one has no buds that I can see. Maybe it'll make a comeback from the roots, or maybe it'll develop a bud later, or maybe it's dead. All right, there's two right here, and then one down at the end of the road, and then the rest are all at the end of the property. Let's hit that one in there first. Okay, this is the one I thought was dead pretty much all year last year, and it very well may be. This is the one right by the big old dead tree, big old dead red oak or black oak. It's still kind of springy, so I don't know. Maybe it's not dead. We'll have to see on this one as well. It's certainly nowhere near as advanced as some of the other ones, but maybe it'll make a comeback. Doubt it though. All right, one right there. That's more like it. Yeah, there's no doubt about this one. So we'll get this one cleaned out a little bit, give it a nice spritz. You'd see where this one had the top bitten off. I'll show you that chestnut as we walk by it. That was bitten off every year, and then every year it started growing from the side, and now it's probably a little over 6 feet tall, and it won't get bitten off again this year. Okay, I'm not sure on this one either. Feels kind of springy, not like dead wood, so this one might make a comeback. This is the one right by the gate, right by Max there. We'll give her a spritz. And then that's it for the ones up here. I'll spritz the chestnut trees as we go by, and I'll show you that one. And then there is 3 more trees at the very end. All right, this is the first chestnut tree. I can't really tell if it was bitten off right here, but it very well could have been. It was definitely bitten off right here. That's 1, 2, 3, and last year makes 4. So at least 4 times, but probably 5. Okay, I'm going to spray that tip again. I'm hoping this one is tall enough to be out of the range of deer this year, but maybe not. I know the other one is. Let's get this one spritzed real quick and then we'll go look at that. All right, here's the other one in the woods. This is the one that got smashed by that log and was pinned to the ground for a year, which is why it's splinted like this. This one has gone through hell. You could see where it was bitten off right by the ground when it was real little. And again here, this is probably the same as the last one, 4 or 5 times. I believe it was 5. So every year they come along and bite the top off. I have been spraying these, but I don't know. Either they don't mind the spray or I just wasn't doing it enough, but they have definitely bit these down. This is doing real well right now, and I'm hoping this will build up some decent wood this year and start standing straight. This is going to be well past 6 feet this year, so it's not going to get its top bitten off this year. They may bite off some of the side branches, but once it's out of the range of the deer, it's just going to start shooting up, and it really doesn't matter what the deer do to the lower branches. It'll just make its branches up higher. All right, 3 more bur oak and 1 more chestnut, and we're done. Okay, this is the bur oak on the north side of the rock road here. It's right by this neighbor shack here, and I would say that's looking really good. Okay, we got one right there and one in the woods. I know the one in the woods was bitten off, but I do believe it's alive. Let's go check those. And then the last American chestnut there. All right, this is the one on the south side of the road, and it kind of looks like this branch just died on its own and got a new branch going there, but this one is doing quite well. Okay, this one has red buds as well, and they look swollen up, so I believe this one's going to do just fine as well. Okay, this is the last American chestnut, and if you follow the channel, this was bitten off kind of crazily. You can see it right here. This whole side right here, the deer were coming right through here and just biting it like crazy. But I'm not worried about this one anymore. The only thing I'm worried about is rabbits. 3 years ago, the rabbits girdled this tree and killed the entire top part. It was just a little bit smaller than what it is now, and they killed it dead. So I thought it was gone, and then it sent up a bunch of shoots. and I made a video about reviving this tree. What I did was get rid of all but one of the shoots, this one here, and then I put a big cage around this to keep the rabbits away, and spritzed it as well, and this is what I have. So I did that work on this tree almost exactly 3 years ago, and this is where it is now. This tip right here is right at about 6 feet, so I'm guessing this year that might be up to 7 feet, could be 8 feet, and this tree will be pretty much out of deer range. I'll still have to worry about the rabbits though, as long as it has smooth bark like this. The rabbits love to eat this smooth bark. So as soon as it starts getting woody bark, I won't have to protect the trunk anymore. See that? That's the original tree. Just a hair smaller than the tree we have now. I think I'm going to spritz this real good and leave this off. And hopefully the rabbits will leave it alone. There's plenty for them to eat right now, so I'm not real worried about it, but I'm going to spritz the heck out of this trunk anyways. Alright, we're going to end the video right here in the vineyard, and you can see everything is just budding out. Yeah, these are going to open up within a day or two. We're expecting rain in a couple days, and that's going to get this stuff growing like crazy. The first real spray down here is coming up probably in about a week, so if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you share the video and or give it a like, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.